Hey, this is Caleb. Thanks for joining us here on Millennial Z. Today we're going to take a look at the Remmorchant raid and the first boss of that raid. This is the Shelob's Lair raid. And this is on a tier 2 difficulty. So this is a pug group, pickup group, so mostly randoms. I mean, there's a solid kin in here and some friends, so they are used to running together, and there's a couple of slots filled in there. So it's not 100% pug, which is why we were able to tackle some of these more difficult challenges like the tier 2. Now, unfortunately, I don't have footage of a successful run on this boss. We successfully beat it earlier, last weekend or so, but I did not have my recording going, so I missed the footage. So we're going to show you what not to do today, and a few things that you definitely need to do right. So as this fight starts to ramp up, you're going to want to be aware of a couple of mechanics. So number one, you'll see how we're all grouped up very, very tight together. The reason we're doing that is because there is distributed damage. And if you are spread out, that damage is going to be heavier and harder to the players that are spread out. So you want to be grouped up. That lowers the damage that everybody's taking. So that's the mechanic number one. Now the second mechanic is the adds. And it's worth pointing out at this point here that there are 3 versions of this fight: lightning, fire, and acid. They are either randomly or they rotate each week. I'm not sure which, but they will go through and change each week, so you need to know which one it is. This one happens to be fire. And I'm dead. And I'm dead. I told you it was a wipe. So we tried this a couple other times. Let's skip back forward to where another fight takes place. All right, so here we are at another try. So again, these adds are horrific. They will one-shot you or two-shot you, depending on what your health is, so they are going to do an incredible amount of damage. So the strategy here is to take out one of them. Everybody's got to focus on one, and if you don't kill it in time and it touches you, it reaches you, you are dead, without a doubt. So that's why we all hug up against the wall, so that we can all fire on the same target. We take that target out, and it provides a very narrow window for us to be unharmed as long as we're all off to the side. And in this case, not sure what happened, but we just didn't have everybody focused on that spider trying to take him out, and we were not able to kill him in time. All right, and now for the third mechanic, I have this debuff on me where I needed to run ahead of the group, get out of the group, and you'll see it's going to punt me. I'm going to drop a puddle of fire. And the reason I need to get out of the group is because I drop a puddle of fire, but it'll also punt everybody. And that's a bit tricky because I'm one of the core DPS in this run, and those adds were coming. What's tempting is to run off to the left and get out into the open so that I can still shoot at the adds. But if I do that wrong, those adds are going to touch me and I'm going to die. So running ahead of the boss and then being punted back into the group was the best strategy in this case here. All right, so let's just recap on those mechanics again. The purpose of this video is not to go on and on so that you can watch me die and do all the things wrong, or even if we were to win, whatever. The goal of this is that next time that you see somebody pugging or putting together a Rem tier 1 in the LFF chat, you can feel a little more confident about maybe joining that run and not being completely lost. So again, the big mechanics are here: staying grouped together to avoid that distributed damage, taking out the adds as quickly as possible, and not being out. You have to stay tight against the wall. You only need to take out the one add. Also watch your character panel. Now you'll see that I moved mine more center, so it's in my field of view, and I know there's a plugin for that I don't have yet, but whatever. But you want to watch for that debuff. If you get that debuff, you are going to want to move out of the group. In some cases, that means ahead of the tank, you're going to run along the wall. In some cases, that means you can just feel free to run out into the open space, and that's going to depend on the wave of spiders and their location. Again, when that debuff drops, you're going to drop a puddle of fire. And you're going to get punted, launched in a location, as you'll see here in a moment. So pointing and knowing where you want to be is a good skill there. All right, hopefully that helps, and you can be a little bit more confident the next time you see somebody putting that run together. Thanks a lot, and happy hunting.